Chapter 4. The Battle with Set. Danny flew to the Great Pyramid of Giza. He landed on the ground in front of the pyramid. Danny didn't know the way into the pyramid, but the bracelet that the king had given him started to glow. The bracelet opened a door in the side of the pyramid. Danny stepped through the door and found himself in a dark, narrow corridor. He followed the corridor, and soon he came to a large chamber. The chamber was filled with a maze of passages. Danny didn't know which way to go. He decided to follow the wall of the chamber. He walked for hours, and finally he reached the end of the maze. Danny found himself in a small room. In the middle of the room was a pedestal, and on the pedestal was the gem that he was looking for. Danny reached out to take the gem, but suddenly he heard a voice. "Stop!" the voice said. Danny turned around and saw Set standing in the doorway. Set was a powerful god. He was tall and muscular, and he had a cruel expression on his face. "You cannot have the gem," Set said. "It is mine." Danny knew that he was in danger. Set was much stronger than he was. "I will not give it to you," Danny said. Set smiled. "We will see about that," he said. Set roared in anger as Danny walked away. He knew that he had to stop Danny from completing his quest. Set summoned his army of sand soldiers. The soldiers were tall and muscular, and they were armed with swords and spears. "Attack!" Set shouted. The sand soldiers charged at Danny. Danny drew his sword and prepared to fight. Danny fought bravely, but he was outnumbered and outmatched. The sand soldiers were relentless in their attacks. Danny knew that he needed to find a way to defeat the sand soldiers quickly. He looked around for something to use as a weapon. He saw his golden wings and had an idea. He detached his wings from his body and sent them flying towards the sand soldiers. The wings rotated in the air, creating strong winds that blew away the sand soldiers. The remaining sand soldiers were stunned. They had never seen anything like it before. After seeing his army fail, Set knew he had underestimated Danny. He must act on his own. Set charged at Danny. Danny drew his golden spear and prepared to fight. The two gods fought for hours. Danny was skilled with a spear, but Set was too powerful. Set used his magic to attack Danny. He threw lightning bolts at Danny, and he tried to crush him with boulders. Danny used his wings to dodge Set's attacks. He also used the golden spear to defend himself. Finally, Danny was exhausted. He was about to give up when he had an idea. He used his wings to wrap around Set's arms. Set roared angrily. He fell to the ground, defeated. Danny stood over Set, victorious. "Why did you do this?" Danny asked. Set looked up at Danny. "I was jealous," he said. "I wanted to be king." "You could have asked Ra for help," Danny said. "You didn't have to try to kill the king." Set nodded. "I know," he said. "I was wrong. If you promise to never hurt anyone again, I will release you," Danny said. Set looked at Danny for a long time. Finally, he nodded. Set was grateful for Danny's mercy. "Thank you," Set said. "I will never forget what you have done for me." Set reached into his robe and pulled out the gem. He handed it to Danny. "Take this," he said. "You have earned it." Danny took the gem. He knew that he had finally succeeded in his quest. He turned and walked away, leaving Set behind. Danny returned to the temple of Ra. He gave the gem to Ra, and Ra opened the portal to the world of the dead. Chapter 5. The Final Challenge. After arriving in the world of death, Danny walked down the path leading to the palace. Along the way, he saw a long line of souls trailing all the way to the palace. When he entered the palace, Danny met the god Anubis, who was sitting in front of a scale to judge the souls. Danny explained that he wanted to save the king and asked Anubis if he could give him the amulet. Anubis said that if Danny could solve his problem, he would give him the amulet. "One day," Anubis said, "I discovered that there are many souls who are trapped between the world of the living and the world of the dead. Can you help me find a way to help these souls, to free them from their suffering?" Danny thought for a moment. He knew that he could use his golden wings to help the souls. He could spread out his wings into millions of tiny feathers that could reach each soul and help them fulfill their wishes. "I can do that," Danny said. "I will help you." Danny spent the next few days helping the souls. He listened to their stories and learned about their desires. He used his golden wings to help them in any way he could. One soul said that she was trapped because she was waiting for her loved one. She had lost her husband in a battle, and she wanted to see him again. Danny used his golden feathers to carry the soul's spirit to her husband, so that they could be reunited. After Danny had helped all of the souls, Anubis was very pleased. He gave Danny the amulet. "Thank you," Anubis said. "You have done a great thing." Danny used his golden wings to fly back to save the king. Looking at Danny's back, Anubis whispered, "You're back, Honrus." Chapter 6. Return. Danny flew back to the palace carrying the amulet in his hand. He was relieved to see that the king was still alive. The king was overjoyed to see Danny. He thanked him profusely for saving his life. "I am so grateful to you," the king said. "I will reward you handsomely." Danny shook his head. "I don't want anything for myself," he said. "I just want to help people." The king was impressed by Danny's humility. He agreed to use the money he would have given Danny to help others. The king hopes he can become his son, and Danny agrees. Danny said goodbye to the king and returned home. He was now a grown man, and he had learned a lot about himself and the world. He still had the amulet, and he would often use it to travel to other worlds to help the gods. He always used his powers for good, and he always helped those who were in need.
Listen and repeat. Compassion. This means the feeling of caring about and wanting to help other people who are suffering. Danny felt compassion for the souls who were trapped in the world of the dead. The doctor showed compassion for her patients by taking the time to listen to their concerns. The social worker showed compassion for the homeless people she helped by finding them shelter and food. The animal lover showed compassion for the abandoned puppies she took in and cared for. Redeem. This means to make something good again, especially after it has been bad or damaged. Seth tried to redeem himself by helping Danny to save the king. The criminal tried to redeem himself by turning his life around and becoming a law-abiding citizen. The politician tried to redeem himself by apologizing for his mistakes and making amends. The company tried to redeem itself by recalling the defective product and issuing refunds. Look for. This means to search for or try to find something or someone. The cat is looking for its food. The police are looking for the suspect. I am looking for a new job. She is looking for her lost keys. Reach out. This means to try to connect with someone, especially by making contact with them. The child reached out for her mother's hand. The swimmer reached out for the buoy. The politician reached out to his constituents. The company reached out to new customers. Grateful. This means feeling or showing thanks and appreciation. I am grateful for my family and friends. She is grateful for the opportunity to study abroad. He is grateful for the support of his community. They are grateful for the gift of life.
Please subscribe to be notified when new videos are available. If you like this video, please give it a like and share. Please comment what you think about this video, so we can do better next time.